When I get calls from our clients like, hey, we literally had somebody pull the car over because me telling my story on the radio moved them to the point where they were ready to take action. Or, you know, I have an icon on a flag and it makes people feel safe. I just love the ability to share people's stories, really crack them open and allow other people to see what's so great about them, and then build that connection. There have been a lot of instances where I kind of have to stop and I'll think, okay, I got to get back to work. I've just been like doodling in the sketch pad. I've been tracing cup stains, and then stop and I'm like, oh no, this is actually what I'm getting paid to do. And being able to creatively illustrate somebody's story, it's almost like being like a children's book illustrator. Here's this story, here's my story. I need you to illustrate it and connect with other people. And it's fun to tap into the psychology of it, the color, typeface, how thin or thick the stroke around a letter should be, or an icon. It's fun. It's fun, and to see when something is embraced and when it is in its new environment, it's pretty exciting. You kind of think of who your audience is, right? And not what do they need to hear, but what's going to connect with them. So like one of our clients deals with, Dr. Kelly Trong deals with patients that are phobic, that are terrified of the dentist. So everything that we do, a lot of the stuff that we do, whether it's radio or it's video or we're writing things, copy on her website, it is to connect with people that are afraid of her. So we think about things, so okay, well, we're going to talk about drilling a cavity. We're not going to just talk about drilling a cavity. We're going to talk about how, well, when you were a kid, maybe you were telling the dentist that you could still feel everything, but they're like, no, you're a kid, you're fine. I put enough Novocaine and you were going to keep going. Or maybe you have all this mouth pain, and you have mouth pain, but you would rather sit at home and deal with it until it's a really big problem than face your fears and go in. So we're gonna talk to you and say, hey, we totally get it. We see people every day that are terrified to come in these doors, but you know what? Lynn's gonna answer the phone and she's ready to talk to you, and she's sweet and she's a mother. And so we just find ways to highlight that practice's story so that it will connect with the people that she's trying to attract. I used to have, printer, the old green and white printer dot matrix paper, and we would fold it in half and then staple it, and I'd write all of these books. I loved telling stories. I was in a storytelling competition when I was a kid. I had to memorize the book Stregonona by Tommy DiPolo and tell it, and I think I won an award. I don't know, I also might have been the only person that competed in it. I used to write a lot of poetry through high school and college and had a few things published, and always was very interested in design and the visual makeup of things. I really wish I was one of those people that I have to eat in order to live, but that is not me. I love to eat, and I love drinks and cocktails and wine, and I love being able to find little restaurants and go out to dinner with my husband and then end up becoming friends with the bartender, and then before we know it, the place is closed and we're hanging out with the team that works there. I love that. Growing up, we didn't camp, we didn't go on many vacations, but one thing that we always did was go to Shays or go up to Toronto. So when I had made a promise to myself that once I was into my career and I was making enough money where I could do something special for myself, that I was going to get season tickets to Shays, and that is exactly what I did. I feel very lucky that I'm able to, you know, get what we need to get for our kids, buy stupid shoes that are too expensive that I don't need, but I love them anyways. And the vehicle that allows me to do that is something that I love doing so much. I just feel very lucky, and I hope other people can kind of tap into something like that with their lives too. I think it's important.